One day, a gigantic whale became ensnared in a deadly net around its tail and head. It was impossible for the whale to free itself alone, and time was running out. Just as it was about to give up, an unexpected help arrived. Then, an astonishing event occurred that no one could have anticipated. Sperm whales are the largest among whale species due to their massive square heads and narrow lower jaws. They are quite intelligent and communicate using sound waves with a unique form of alphabet. They are deep divers, capable of diving more than 1,000 meters for over an hour. However, they must surface to breathe after diving. Due to these characteristics, they often get entangled in fishing nets. Such an event occurred on July 27, 2020. A massive sperm whale became entangled in fishing nets while trying to surface for air. To make matters worse, it was caught in an illegal fishing net. Everything began in the summer of 2020. After having its breakfast, Fury decided to come up for air. Its home was near the Aeolian Islands off the northern coast of Sicily. This area often saw illegal fishing activity because there were more fish here than in other regions. However, there was a seasonal fishing ban in place to protect fish populations from overexploitation. Fury, like on other days, began to surface for air and a bit of sunlight. During this process, it became entangled in an object it only later noticed. Where did this object come from? Everything seemed fine until suddenly it found itself in a situation it couldn't escape from. It thrashed its fins desperately, trying to free itself, but no matter how hard it struggled, the object became more entangled around it. The more it fought to escape, the more it got trapped, and the angrier it became. The name Fury was given to the whale by Sea Shepherd Italia volunteers. They named it after observing its struggle and frustration as it tried to free itself. As each second passed, Fury's anger and despair grew. Just when all hope seemed lost, it heard a loud noise. Although it couldn't make sense of the sound, it began to feel hopeful about its chance of escape. The illegal fisherman, not wanting to face legal trouble, had notified the Italian Coast Guard and quickly left the area. The Coast Guard then informed Sea Shepherd Italia, a non-profit organization, which in turn involved the renowned Italian marine biologist Carmelo Isgro. Fury's feelings of hope were justified, as many people were mobilized to rescue it. However, the rescue operation was far from easy. For 3 days, they worked to remove the nets entangled around Fury's entire body, who was stressed and thrashing. Despite making long and deep dives throughout the night, they were unable to succeed in freeing the whale. Fury was not the first whale to become entangled in illegal fishing nets in Italy's Tyrrhenian Sea. Earlier in January 2020, a sperm whale named Spike had been caught in a fishing net, but was fortunately rescued in a short time. In 2017, a young sperm whale named Ciso was also caught in nets, and attempts were made by the Coast Guard to save it. Despite their best efforts, the rescue operation failed, and Ciso died entangled in the nets. Following this tragic event, the Aeolian Islands Conservation Fund initiated a series of actions, resulting in a ban on illegal fishing around the Aeolian Islands. Many fishermen involved in illegal fishing were arrested, and their equipment was confiscated. However, it appeared that many fishermen had not learned their lesson and continued to fish illegally. Fury became one of the victims of these unrepentant fishermen. Marine biologist Monica Blasi, alongside Carmelo Isgro, was involved in the rescue efforts for Fury. The Italian Coast Guard, Sea Shepherd Italia, and biologists were working tirelessly to save the whale. In fact, Fury's own struggle made the rescue more challenging. Its anger and desperation led it to become even more entangled in the fishing nets. The cursed fishing nets were causing significant damage as well. For 36 hours, biologists and other rescuers worked tirelessly without sleep to free Fury, and eventually they succeeded. However, despite being freed, Fury remained agitated. The biologists and rescue teams had to be extremely careful because Fury had been struggling against the nets for days and was now ready to direct its anger at anyone who came near. The divers had to perform extremely risky maneuvers to remove the net from Fury. They worked in shifts without interruption, and, although they eventually succeeded, they needed to leave the area quickly. Before departing, they had one final task: attaching a tracking device with lights to Fury's tail to ensure it wouldn't disappear. This task was quite challenging, but they managed to accomplish it. In the end, Fury regained its freedom. The biologists monitored it for several weeks. Despite being entangled in the nets and causing significant harm to other marine life, Fury had escaped the deadly trap with only minor injuries. The biologists later temporarily sedated her to treat her wounds. Everything was now in order. Another life had been saved, but this was no ordinary sea creature. Fury was a massive sperm whale, a species rapidly declining and facing the threat of extinction. It had narrowly escaped the grip of fate and managed to cling to life not only for itself, but also for the future of its species. Please don't forget to like the video, share it with your loved ones, and subscribe to the channel.